And good Tuesday morning. Welcome to episode 67 of the Inside Drive podcast. Today we are joined by Max Daleiden, owner-operator of Coastal Haven Lending, and we'll also be joined halfway through by Keith Fleming from Fantasy Sixpack. Max, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a little bit.
Normally I get here about 10:45, thinking my other guests will get here today. I got here a little later, knowing that you would be here right before the show started. But real quick before we get going, tell us about Coastal Haven Lending and how everything's going.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks. We're a local wholesale mortgage brokerage. It's been great. Servicing the Panhandle, a lot of stuff from Port St. Joe all the way down to Miramar, Pensacola, it's been great, honestly.
Awesome. And one more time, explain what wholesale mortgage means.
Yeah, we're able to broker a loan out to 200 different lenders. So we have different products for everyone's needs, whether it's you're a self-employed business owner, if you work a normal W-2 corporate job, you name it, we can help you out.
So basically, if you think you can't get a loan, the only way you know that is if they've already talked to you. If you can't get them a loan, nobody can get them a loan. Fair to say?
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Of course, I want to give a shout out to our official juice of the Inside Drive podcast. That is Juice and Sunsets. Thanks, Mac, for bringing it over today from Miss Misty.
It's delicious.
It is so good.
Such a cheat code from having to think about eating fruit all the time.
Yep. You just drink one of those and you're good to go. You just got to drink them fairly quickly because they're pure, fresh squeezed organic juice. So we want to give a quick shout out to the Juice and Sunsets. Let's be real, most of us aren't getting what we need, like we were just talking about from foods alone. Low energy, feeling sluggish. Yeah, we've all been there. That's where Juice and Sunsets comes in. Fresh, nutrient-packed juices loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help you feel your best. Hit them up on Facebook or go to juiceandsunsets.com and order yours today. Pickup or delivery. And then this is a perfect day for one of my favorites. All my sponsors are my favorite, but this one holds kind of a special place in my heart. That is the Back Nine PCB. Before we get started on the Inside Drive podcast, we got to shout out one of our newest sponsors, the Back Nine in Panama City Beach. If you love golf, this is the place to be. They have state-of-the-art indoor golf simulators where you can play some of the most iconic golf courses in the world, over 70 of them for that matter, and get real data on your swing. The best part, they open 24 hours, 7 days a week for members, so you can grind on your game anytime you want. Speaking of memberships, check out their memberships, unlimited tee times, 24-hour access, bring your buddies, plus discounts on merchandise and events. Founding memberships are currently on sale, which could include lifetime discounts. Rain, which is very much today, or shine, day or night. The Back Nine is the spot to play. Go find the Back Nine on Facebook or head over to the Back Nine Golf / Panama City Beach, Florida, and book your bay today. They are open, rocking and rolling. Memberships are selling left and right. The public bays are very busy. I'm sure today they are packed out as well. They are located there in the Magnolia Plaza off of Navy Boulevard, right next to Publix. Join now and be a part of the new way to play golf. I want to give them a shout out again. I've kind of got the bug again about playing golf since I've been doing a little bit of playing over there and working on my swing as well. And then, of course, got to announce that there's several several PGA members and golf instructors that'll be teaching over there at the Back Nine, including myself. So hit me up if you want to get better at the game of golf. Not only do you use the full swing technology to give you all that information about your golf swing, but I also use V1, which is a video software where we can really dial down to your swing. So again, give us a shout out. Jay Hanley, one of my guests on Thursday. He's also doing some instructing over there as well. So just want to give them a big shout out. Awesome place. Scott, Brittany, Melissa, and John. Oh, it's a family affair over there, and just really, really cool to see them have so much success this early on.
And you downplay it. Like Ryan, to the viewers watching, is an extremely talented golfer and is super humble on the podcast.
I don't like to brag.
He doesn't like to brag. I'll brag for him. He's broken 80 at TPC Sawgrass. So if that's not... that's what pretty much no one in this county can do. So reach out to him for your lessons.
Chase Seifert lives in this county.
Okay.
So does both the Zedeker brothers.
Okay.
Who could definitely do that.
Even taking down his compliments, under 1% of the county can break 80 at TPC Sawgrass.
It's that's a tough one. Which you can play TPC Sawgrass on the Back Nine. I think you can play TPC Scottsdale on the Back Nine.
Okay, yeah, or you can drive over there and pay $700 I think to play now, right?
Something like that. And do you have to stay at the Marriott there now too to be able to play?
I don't know if that's the caveat. Now I know
there's a lot of these high end golf courses. You have to stay at the resort to be able to play those.
Because you're not spending enough,
Yeah, exactly. Kind of crazy. Like Pebble Beach, you have to stay at one of the resorts. Spyglass, all those Monterey Peninsula golf courses there, you have to stay at the resort unless you actually play Monterey Peninsula, which is a private club.
Yeah. Long story short, you and 5 golfers can break 80 in Bay County. So
there might be close to that, but I mean, I'm working on getting back, but again, I appreciate them kind of giving me the bug again to be excited about playing golf because
Yeah.
I kind of lost over the last several years. So again, kudos to those
Yeah, nice to
fine
see you
men and
back.
women over there. You say I'm humble, but yet I post a video of me playing a hole yesterday where I made a birdie. So that's not very humble.
You are humble though, so I'm not even letting you don't even let me give a compliment on your own show.
That's true. It's true. It's because I need to feel like the compliment is actually deserved, and I don't know if I feel that way about it right now.
Oh my
gosh. Speaking of well-deserved winners, we got 2 American Charlie's Athletes of the Week this week, which is kind of crazy. I've never done 2 in the same week, but there were so many people to choose from the state weightlifting tournament. We had tons of people from our area go down there, but wanted to highlight these 2 young men who made some seriously good accomplishments. They're both from the same team, that is from the Boys Mosley weightlifting squad. These 2 gentlemen helped the team win finish second at the state championship. That is Cade Fowler and Kirk Lishbrook. Cade is a 2-time 199 and 183 traditional state champion with a 295 clean and jerk and a 380 bench press. Kirk is 169 traditional state champion with a 245 clean and jerk and a 370 bench press. Each win a $50 gift card to American Charlie's Grill and Tavern. I was talking to both of those young men earlier today. Hopefully we'll be able to get Cade and maybe Kirk too on the podcast. Cade's story is unbelievable. He just started weightlifting last year, and he won the state championship in his first year doing it, and then he followed up with another state championship. So again, congratulations to those 2 young men. Congratulations to Mosley High School on finishing second in the boys weightlifting state champion. And there's also a ton of others from North Bay Haven and other various high schools around the area. So congratulations to those boys. Your American Charlie's Athletes of the Week is brought to you by American Charlie's Grill and Tavern, your go-to spot right here in Panama City Beach. Whether you're catching the game on one of their 15 TVs, grabbing legendary wings, burgers, or that home-style fried chicken, American Charlie's delivers every time. Don't miss their daily happy hour and early Eagle menu from 4 to 6 p.m. Plus, military and first responders always get the love. They're currently doing a free appetizer with a purchase of an entree. There's an ad on their Facebook page. It's a blue ad. I've also shared it on my Facebook page. All you got to do is show that to your server, and with a purchase of an entree, you'll get a free appetizer. That's just between now and the 17th, which I believe is Sunday. So that deal's even good this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 16th and the 17th. Want to mention one more time, we had Jason Hedden on the show last Thursday talking about the Bay County Arts Fair. That was last night from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the new Atlantis Center. It's not new. It's just they're doing a lot of conventions and stuff now. So cool to see that go down. Hopefully everybody had a good time there last night. I know Jason probably had a great time doing that. Max, we're diving into some different topics today. And, of course, we got Keith Fleming coming up at 11:30. It is PGA Championship week there in Aronimink in Newton Square, Pennsylvania. I've played a golf course in that area in a junior event, but it wasn't Aronimink. But it was another nice little small private club there. I want to talk about the NFL schedule release, which is happening this Thursday, the 14th. I always get excited. You know who your team is playing because they always release the opponents ahead of time. But once you know when those dates are, because I know we have an Atlanta game again. So.
And yesterday was the halfway point, right, where we're 111 days from college football and 111 days away.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting close. It'll be here before we know it, and then it'll be gone before we know it. That's for sure.
Are you feeling good about the Niners again this year? Tough division.
I feel like we've done really well in the off season, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys hopefully stay healthy and actually come to fruition. Because, in my opinion, we got some good rookies, even though they were getting blasted for where they took them. But Niners have always drafted well, so I'm excited to see.
John Lynch doesn't listen to the nerds.
No, he doesn't. He watches tape and then drafts people.
Is Brandon Ayuk still a?
Yeah, well, he's not going to be playing with us. And now, at this point, I don't even know if he's ever going to play football again because he's not responding to the Niners or anybody else out in the NFL that's interested. Like, he's been linked to the Commanders, but he's not answering their calls and stuff like that. I think there's something went wrong with him, I believe, because he was really good there for a while, and Brock really liked to throw the ball to him. But then all of last year, he could have played, but he just kept kicking. Once he rehabbed from that ACL tear, which, believe it or not, was in 2024, last year he was supposed to come back at some point, but wasn't attending team meetings and all that jazz. So he just became a cancer in the locker room. So they already told him that he wasn't going to get re-signed. And the Niners are kind of being smart about it. A lot of people calling him petty, but as long as they do it after June 1st, they don't have to pick up any of the remaining of his contract because there were some clauses in there that said if you didn't show up for meetings and team activities, we could take your guaranteed money back and all that. So their salary cap is actually going to be pretty decent size. Nice. But with all that saying, they have released a few games so far The first Monday Night Football game of the season, which will be the first game's always that Thursday. So week one's Monday Night Football game is going to be the Chiefs and the Broncos. It'll be a little AFC West matchup there right off the get-go. We'll see if Patrick Mahomes is back by then. I'd be surprised because he got, what did he do? Was it an Achilles or was it an ACL? I can't remember what he did.
Oh, I thought he'll be back in time, right?
It'll be close from what they're saying. I'm sure he'll try to be back for that because
I think
he tore his ACL and LCL on December 14th. So I mean, he's when the season starts, he'll be about 10 months into it. These guys seem to heal incredibly fast nowadays. They just have so much more resources than the average Joe like us.
Yeah.
The first Thursday night football game of the season is the Lions and the Buffalo Bills. That's actually week 2 technically, because I think the opening night, I don't know who's on the opening night one, but this is just something that they've released so far. And then another Thanksgiving Day matchup that is guaranteed to happen. That'll be the Cowboys and the Eagles playing in a big-time rivalry game. That'll be a good one. I
remember that one last year.
Yeah.
It was like a shootout in the first half, and then no one scored.
Yep. It was exciting and then got really, really boring. Yeah. Do you want to talk about some quick local stuff? I want to talk about the 3A Baseball State Championship. South Walton has made it all the way to the state semifinals, a.k.a. the Final Four. They blew through Wolfson 13-0 and then beat West Florida 2-0 in the 3-game series, winning 10-0 and 12-1. And then they faced Suwannee in the Region 1 finals, where they beat them 2-1 and then 10-0 and earned their trip to the Final Four of the 3A state champions. So South Walton in our area, not in Bay County, but just a perennial baseball powerhouse, and they're making a nice run there at the state championship. And of course, I want to talk about the North Bay Haven girls softball team, who has got a game tonight, potentially. I don't know if the weather's going to mess that up or not. They beat Florida State University High School 5-0 in the regional quarterfinal game, and now they will take on Bowles, who ended up knocking Bozeman out of the state championship tournament as well. So North Bay Haven is supposed to play, actually I think they might have moved it now because it says 5:13, so they might have kicked it to tomorrow. So they will play Bowles at home over there at North Bay Haven tomorrow with a trip to the regional finals, the Region 1 finals on the line for the 2A state championship tournament. And then on the other side, it's at Baldwin. It's Baldwin in the Episcopal School of, I'm not sure of what, of Jacksonville will be taking on Baldwin. Winner of that game will obviously come to the championship for Region 1. If North Bay Haven beats Bowles, they will host the Region 1 championship game for the 2A girls state championship tournament, as they are the number 1 seed out of Region 1. So good luck to the Lady Bucks. We had a pitcher from the Lady Bucks, Addison Mallon, if I said that correctly. She won our last week's, or 2 weeks ago's, American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. Always want to make sure we're showing our love to the local teams around here. Max, you're a big soccer guy, right?
I am.
I wanted to bring up an interesting topic and kind of get your thoughts on it. The Front Office Sports always sends out their newsletter if you're signed for it. So many World Cup tickets remain unsold 1 month out. Only 1 month until the World Cup descends on U.S., Mexico, Canada, and thousands of tickets remain listed at extremely high prices. Prices are starting to fall, but barely. FIFA will need a more dramatic drop in costs if it's going to fill stadiums, experts tell the Front Office Sports. FIFA opened its alleged last-minute sales window on April 1st, saying it would open through the tournament. This would be the first time that any member of the public could access tickets straight from FIFA without needing to be selected at random, because they did that selection process right off the gun.
Yeah.
Or go through a federation or special offer. FIFA didn't put up all the remaining tickets on April 1st. The global governing body made some tickets available that day, but said that time tickets will continue to be released on a rolling basis, and it has slowly releasing more inventory as the tournament gets closer. Sometimes FIFA announces its releases, as the global governing body did for the 2 drops April 22nd and May 7th. The official announcement came 2 days before the April 22nd drop and 1 day before the May 7th window. In these cases, fans waited for hours in the virtual queue When they finally get access to view tickets, they find prices are higher than they want to pay, experience glitches, or error message. In other instances, the inventory fluctuates without an official announcement. On Monday, some ticket categories appeared, disappeared, or changed prices from the last week's official drop. In both cases, FIFA is drip feeding tickets to a tournament that is already seeing unprecedented demand. To maximize revenue from FIFA, Kieran Maguire, author of and podcast of the Price of Football, tells Front Office Sports, I think FIFA abandoned the traditional soccer fan, and they're pursuing a strategy of making as much money as they can, and therefore creating an artificial scarcity in the market by having small drops of tickets. Thousands of tickets remain unsold. The issue isn't the lack of interest, FIFA said in January, as more than 50 million ticket requests had already had. It's just a lack of inventory. Plenty of fans are interested in buying tickets, and plenty of tickets are still available for them. FIFA's problem is the demand does not exist at the prices that are so high. Listing ticketing, Jim McCarthy tells Front Office Sports. What do you think, Max? Do you think they've priced everybody out of the tour? Obviously, it's a bucket list event for a lot of people, especially here in the U.S.
FIFA made their bed and is kind of laying in it. FIFA as an organization makes the NBA lottery draft look like the cleanest process ever for all the years. They've always kind of had a little bit of corruption too, with like the World Cup being in Qatar a few years ago, and some of their selections of things.
The way they do their groups.
They also kind of copied the like at college football and everything too, where they expanded the tournament so much that's pretty saturated on the group play level, whereas group play used to be pretty cutthroat, which people would be mad because, sometimes after 2 games your team's eliminated. However,
you still have your ticket for the stage if it's one of those
exactly.
type of tickets.
And so there's a lot of extra, I guess, surplus countries in this. Not Italy again, but it just like it really is a big classic supply and demand. Like who wants to pay $300 for a nosebleed seat for Iceland versus I don't know. I don't want to throw a ricochet at some random country, but there's only so many people and so many fans who are going to be traveling over to begin with. Whereas like when it's across seas, it's a lot less landlocked. So
true.
And then on top of that too, like there's already been scrutiny with Mexico stuff because if you follow the news, the cartels have been a little more active near the airports and some of the resorts, and going to a game at Mexico at some of their stadiums is not always the safest and most comfortable experience. And so
a lot of outside factors potentially driving this.
Like if you go to a USA soccer game and root against USA, you're more than likely not going to have a problem. If you are not wearing a Mexico jersey at the Mexico game, you're going to have some problems, and it's not going to be a great time. So, I mean, on top of that, so it's just kind of their own fault, honestly.
Makes sense.
And I don't feel bad for FIFA at all. I mean, to be honest,
I'm sure make trillions of dollars every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give me a pick to win the World Cup this year. I know it's way early, and we'll probably talk about it as it gets closer, but here we are a month out. I know I'm putting you on the spot there.
France is the favorite. I don't think it'll be France. Brazil is like the Bama, where it's like they're missing a few pieces too. But they're high enough in odds, because Brazilians are going to be betting on Brazil.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Spain and then Portugal as the dark horse. It's not coming home to England, I'll tell you that. It's never coming home.
Yeah, it's a good documentary too. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't.
It's good. I forget what it's called, but it's talking about how they just can never win. Even when they were on home turf that one year, everybody thought they were going to get it done, and they didn't.
It's crazy too because a lot of the biggest problem with the U.S. team is everyone plays for different teams in different countries, and most of the British players play in the EPL and are like close enough where they can train domestically. Yet they just don't translate to the international game that well, even though they have the most quote unquote star-studded depth. So we'll see. Maybe they'll break the curse this year, but it's kind of like Canadian NHL teams.
Yep.
You get, no matter what you say, you get a little bit of happiness seeing that it's staying.
That hope
domestic.
Is out there, and then it just gets sucked away for
exactly.
some crazy reason.
And it's rabid fans. The Canadians fans have been awesome to watch in the NHL playoffs, but same thing with England, and then just someone chokes somewhere for England all the time.
That's a good analogy. PSG and Arsenal will play in the UEFA Champions League final coming up on May 30th. Who you got winning that one?
PSG. I hope PSG throttles them, to be honest.
There you go.
Yeah. Arsenal has been a lot of soccer headlines because they play a little bit of unethical soccer. So a lot of crowding the goalie, a lot of tackling people on corner kicks. So I would like to see Arsenal not win.
There you go. PSG for the dub.
Yep.
UEFA Champions League final. We won't. Maybe we'll get to it a little bit later, but I just want to get your thoughts on Victor Wembanyama's elbow on Naz Reid a couple nights ago. He got no suspension, no fine, and then I know Draymond Green kind of called the NBA out on no fine or suspension. He said if the shoe was on the other foot, then he would have got suspended.
Oh yeah, if it was Naz Reid, he would have gone like 3 games, and it does set a pretty poor precedent because what's stopping Minnesota from sending their 12th man out and doing the same thing to him?
And just going and wrecking.
Just being like, oh yeah, it's fine, you can suspend him. But that's a vintage Adam Silver mishandling. I don't think a suspension is warranted, but maybe a fine.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Because I mean, I think it was 8:48 in the first quarter when he did it, so he was pretty much suspended that whole game.
Yeah.
And then, like I was telling Everett earlier, Draymond Green has no right to say anything when it comes to people being suspended or fined. Wemby's never gotten any kind of trouble before.
It's his first ejection, yeah.
So I mean, I get the no suspension afterwards, but yeah, maybe a little fine because you kind of, like you said, setting that precedent that. And I think Wemby felt too that he just wasn't getting many calls when it came to that kind of stuff.
Harassed,
so he had to take things into his own hands, so to speak. And you probably don't like seeing that, but at the same time, I think everybody else on his team would probably appreciate that, and maybe they'll come and defend him a little bit more now.
I agree.
Jordan had Oakley was kind of his defender guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who LeBron ever had that. LeBron just could take care of himself because he was so big. But
Jordan had Rodman picking a lot of fights for him.
Yeah, in that second wave there. But yeah, no, it's just he doesn't have a true enforcer on his squad. It seems like everybody on San Antonio is such nice guys, quote unquote. But interesting to see. I think they would have went on to win that game, but now the series is tied. I believe. If I remember that correctly.
They crushed that angle too of Wemby being like, "What's a flagrant 2? What does that mean?"
Yeah,
I love that he's like, "So what happens?"
And I forget the guy in the background that had his like jaw dropped as soon as Wemby did that. I do believe it was intentional.
Oh, totally.
You can't not say it wasn't there.
Like by the rule, that was the perfect call.
Yeah, because you're allowed some space, but you can't just
he went into
throat somebody. It's got to be tough too because he's so tall. To when he throws his bows, that's where everybody's head is. Sometimes throats, I'm sure. But yes, the Thunder won 8 straight playoff games, and they swept the Lakers in that second round. They'll await the winner of the T-Wolves and the Spurs. Like we said, that series is tied 2-2, heading back to San Antonio for Game 5. And on the east side of things, the Knicks have swept the 76ers. They will await the other tied series of the Pistons and the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell had a huge second half yesterday and tied that series up 2-2. So that'll go back to Detroit. So you've got 2 series that have already been swept. So the Thunder will get a long rest. So will the Knicks. Would you rather have a long rest or just keep going when you're playing good basketball?
It's tough. I think the long rest doesn't hurt here.
In basketball, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, football, I was worried for Indiana when they had the bye. I was like, oh, man.
And the same thing on baseball, too. It seems like the teams that get that first round bye a lot of times. I don't want to say more often than not because I don't know the stats. They, don't play well in that series or get beat by a team that's shouldn't have beat them.
Yeah, wasn't that a huge discourse like the past fall? It's like teams who have the bye. It's like, well, the Dodgers do all right.
Yeah, and then because you're playing night after night after night, so to get that kind of break, that's just got to feel really weird for everybody there on the team.
Do you think anyone can beat OKC?
The only team that I think can is the Spurs, but the Spurs may not even make it to the Western Conference Finals. So, I mean, the Knicks are playing great basketball, but you just can never trust the Knicks.
No.
It's like English national soccer. You just never trust them. Real quick on the NHL side, the Avalanche and the Wild, Colorado leads that series 3-1, has the opportunity tomorrow night to close out that series. The Knights and the Ducks are tied 2-2. The other Western Conference matchup still out there. And in Montreal, speaking of those Canadian hockey teams, they're the last team to win a Stanley Cup back in 1993 for a Canadian team. They are currently up 2-1 on the number 1 seed Buffalo Sabres. That game 4 is coming up tonight. That is in Montreal. That'll be, like you said, that's a rockets play. If you've never had it, obviously playoff hockey is one of my favorite things to watch. But playoff hockey at a Canadian home venue is just wild. They are crazy. That's for sure to be rocking
Yeah.
tonight, 6 p.m. The Canadians looking to take either a 3-1 series lead, or Buffalo's looking to tie it up and then head back to Buffalo. Those Buffalo fans are pretty rabid as well. And then the Hurricanes, they're the OKC Thunder of the NHL playoffs. They have not lost a game yet in the playoffs. 8-0. They beat the Senators in that series 4-0, and then the Hurricanes just swept the Philadelphia Flyers, who beat the Penguins pretty handedly in the first round matchup. So you've got the OKC of the NHL, the Carolina Hurricanes, will await the winner of the Sabres and Canadiens series. Who do you think's got the who do you think's the favorite for you to win the Stanley Cup?
Probably the Avs. I don't know.
They certainly look good. That's for sure.
McKinnon ate that puck yesterday.
Yep.
Oh. Who do you think?
I'd probably not because they've won all 8 games, but the Hurricanes, they've been kind of buzzing around it the last several years, but those Florida teams kept getting them in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'd like to see the Carolina Hurricanes get one, and I think they're the team to beat. I think they'll certainly beat whoever comes out of the other game between the Sabres and the Canadiens. And then, the Colorado Avalanche probably playing the best hockey out of all the teams right now, despite losing one game to the Minnesota Wild. And I kind of like the Wild, too, because they got one of Jack Hughes' brothers on that team, so it's kind of funny how that all works.
Quinn had a sweet goal game.
He's had a mecca of assists as well, so kudos to Quinn Hughes as well. All right, before we take a quick break, I want to talk about Panhandle Credit Union. They're all about building real relationships. Whether it's supporting local events or sponsoring your child's sports team, Panhandle Credit Union is invested right here in our community, showing up and giving back. And when it comes to your finances, they've got you covered. From checkings and savings accounts to loans and mortgages, Panhandle Credit Union has all the tools to help you reach your goal. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with Keith Fleming to talk about the PGA Championship. And welcome back, episode 67 of the Inside Drive podcast. We've got the expert of all things golf, DFS, and betting, and that is my good friend Keith Fleming. He writes articles for Fantasy Six Pack. You can check that out at fantasysixpack.net. Keith, how are you doing on this down here rainy Tuesday?
I mean, it's a major championship week for me. This is just like, heaven. I love golf. I think golf is in a great state right now. If you look at the emergence of Matt Fitzpatrick and Cameron Young descending. Obviously, Rory won, Augusta again. Scheffler is still playing at high level. It's just there's a lot of guys playing really good golf, and they've got an interesting venue that they're going to for the PGA Championship, which is something you can't say. A lot of the majors, they kind of just do the same venues over and over again. I'm excited to go, check out Aronimink, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing right.
You are.
That's kind of my shtick.
Yeah, it is your shtick for sure. Speaking of shticks, Braden Shattuck, he's out there as a PGA member. Again, one more time. You mentioned Fitzpatrick. I still think I was talking to Liam about it as we were watching kind of the end of the final round over there at Quail Hollow on Sunday, and just the fact that you had him and then a couple guys, or Ricky potentially to win the first time in a long time, and then the guy who ended up winning, who had never won a PGA Tour event before. But the Matt Fitzpatrick, yeah, there you go. I think that's how you pronounce it. But to see Matt Fitzpatrick be so successful after him and his brother played in the Zurich Classic and won, so he could play in the next week, and then to finish high so he could just kind of keep going. It's just so hard to get the PGA Tour, and the fact that he played with his brother so well to get there on the PGA Tour is just a pretty awesome story. So, like you said, that and all these other stories we've had so far this year just been fantastic.
Good for Alex Fitzpatrick too. You know, a lot of people were hating on him for earning his PGA Tour card. Like he wasn't one half of the team that won the event, and he's gone out and finished T9 and T4 in his first two PGA Tour events. So to all those keyboard warriors, just shut up. Like let the dude play. He's very good. It was an amazing story. If you're not touched by a brother, you know, playing a huge role and getting Alex to his dream, right, of being a PGA Tour player, like I don't understand.
Doesn't
like,
get any better
why
than that.
people just like let's not poo-poo on everything.
Well, and you know, it's not like he's a bad golfer. Guy's played in the Open Championship many a time, so he's played in major championships before. So pretty cool to see all that happen. Let's dive into it. You mentioned Aronimink is the first PGA Championship venue under 7,400 yards since Harding Park in 2020. How much does that truly change the type of player who can contend this week?
I mean, the goal is, and I think that's what the PGA of America was trying to do, is you take away, because not just the being under 7,400 yards, but how this course is set up. It's your traditional Donald Ross course where you can't just bomb it, right? Like they've got bunkers, 170. It's the most of any PGA venue this season. And if you have not seen the course, they're almost using mini bunkers placed off the tee and landing zones like pop bunkers. They're very small traps where normally, right, you'd have one giant bunker. They have like 5 or 6 mini bunkers, which will give players really awkward lies and stances into the greens, trying to make players, you know, turn it into climb the fairway and then try to hit the green on the approach. So it should open up to, you know, the Russell Henleys of the world who are just great tee to green, having a little bit more of a fair advantage to the Rory McIlroys and Brysons who hit it, you know, 5,000 yards and hit it, you know, on a laser each week. My only concern is there is some rain in the forecast. It's May. I think this tournament would be a lot better suited to be, you know, in the traditional PGA Championship spot at the end of August, but I'm interested to see how it plays out, and whether it does or doesn't. Good for the PGA of America for trying something different, because I think that's what we all want to see. Like, we don't want to see the same golf courses. We have Augusta National for that. Like, let's see some of the great courses throughout the U.S.
Absolutely, 100% agree. To that point, Keith, obviously this was designed by Donald Ross, and then one of the more famous modern architects, Gil Hans, came in and brought it back to its conditions. Originally intended, like you said, for a PGA Championship in August. Do you think the softer conditions hurt that intended redesign by Gil Hans, or do you think it doesn't matter? The golf course would be hard enough as it is.
No, unfortunately, it's going to play a huge role. If the forecast holds and they're talking about getting some significant rain, I think that unfortunately carry distance is going to become a big factor this week, because it's going to make it easier for those guys who hit the ball a long way to keep it in the fairway. When they take out driver, this is a course that literally, if you think about it, if you took a bowl and flipped it upside down, that is what this golf course is. The high point is in the middle. That was by design. And if you think about that, right, that's going to push balls and tee shots away from the fairway and either to the right or left, depending on which way the course is going. Softer conditions are just going to make it easier to get in the fairway. It's going to make players be more aggressive off the tee and also take a little bit of the sting out of these very ginormous greens that have a lot of undulation.
Yeah, and I was kind of, you know, obviously Donald Ross, one of the most famous architects in golf all time and known for building challenging complexes. But I was kind of surprised how big these green complexes were. All this information is from, all my questions are derived from your articles and information there on fantasy6pack.net. We're on the line, or we're on the phone right now with Keith Fleming. He's a golf writer and DFS expert for Fantasy Six Pack. One of the more interesting things you wrote was questioning whether modern bombers could ever truly be neutralized anymore. Is distance still the biggest advantage in major golf, regardless of course architecture?
I mean, don't you think that's the case? I mean, it feels like Rory and Bryson and these guys, they hit it so far that, and straight for that matter, that It's just such a, I mean, you look at the Augusta as a prime example. Rory literally did bomb and gouge at Augusta National, something that we didn't think was possible. The guy could not find a fairway
Yep.
at Augusta National, which is one of the easiest driving golf courses in the world. But even with that, he wasn't laying back, let me get a 3-wood in the fairway. No, he was just sending it full send and figuring it out. I just think it is still the ultimate advantage because it's easier. I mean, even we understand that as amateur golfers. If you tell me I'm going to have 175 yards into the green or 125 yards, which shot are you going to take in a scramble? You're going to always take the 125-yard
Yep.
shot. So it's a pretty big advantage.
Absolutely. And a lot of that has to do with technology as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've talked about players needing a complete game. In modern golf, what is the hardest skill set to fake over 4 rounds in a major?
Ironically, I appreciate you sending this to me before because I was going to talk about, putting. I think that is it. But really, I think it's more the nerves and mental side of it. We were reminded of it again on Sunday, where Ricky Fowler, like what a feel-good story. It's like, man, look at Fowler. He's about to get back in the winning circle. He just on the 17th hit one of the most beautiful iron shots you'll ever see from 200 yards to 6 feet. He's got 6 feet for birdie up the hill. And what does he do? It's his worst stroke I'd seen him make all day. He pushed it like literally just, that's nerves. Then he pipes drive on 18 and misses the green with a short iron into it, makes bogey, and the tournament's over. And it just reminds you that these guys are so good, but it's so different once they can like feel a victory. You know what I'm saying? Within their grasp, because we see it every week where guys will get to the top of the leaderboard on the weekend and then they just crumble. And I think that's the hardest part, is being able to just handle the pressure and still play golf at such a high level. And Rory is a prime example of this. It seems like he has now figured that out, right? Where he is no longer a prisoner of his own brain, if you will, on the golf course, and he's just playing golf. And ultimately, that's going to probably be the deciding factor this week, but between some of these best players in the field.
When you've got so many young guys coming up as well, and nobody is immune from nerves. It's just how you can control them. And I like that what you said there, Keith. A prisoner of his own brain. Yeah, it's a great quote there, and it's very, very true. I mean, we've all, not all of us, but if you play golf at all,
you've been there.
You know what it feels like. I mean, we can take a 2-foot putt and make it like a 12-foot putt to win a major championship just in our mind. So certainly a tough thing.
Just ask Ludwig in every tournament. That's a
exactly.
Major tournament.
I mean, it's just so hard, and he's got all the game in the world, the prettiest swing you'll ever see. But I have real concerns moving forward about him because he doesn't seem to thrive in those situations, and that's the difference in the greatest golfers and just really good golfers.
After Friday at the Players, I was like, "There's no way he's not winning this tournament." Lo and behold,
and then
Sunday
Ludwig's gonna Ludwig.
Ludwig. Sorry, I keep saying Ludwig.
Well, there was a character in Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario World, whatever it was, Ludwig Van Buren or something like that. I never forgot. Yeah, that's a blast from the past. Keith,
deep cut.
Which LIV player do you trust the most this week outside of Bryson?
Oh, I trust him more than Bryson. That's Patrick Reed. This is a Patrick Reed golf course. The ultimate villain has got a great venue for him. He has thrived on Donald Ross courses throughout his career. Remember, his first win ever, 2013, was Sedgefield Country Club, a Donald Ross design. And bent grass greens, there is no better putter on the planet, in my opinion, than one Patrick Reed. And he's in great form. He's won twice this year. He also has a runner-up finish. He played well at Augusta. I know Sunday didn't go the way he wanted, but still a top, 15 finish. And his irons have been really good this year. It's the best they've been since 2018. No surprise. The last, major championship victory, and his only one, was the 2018 Masters. So I think that if Reed has another good week on approach, he is going to be in contention on Sunday. I also really like Tyrell Hatton for a lot of the same reasons. This is a Tyrell Hatton golf course. So those are the two guys I love. I'm worried Bryson may struggle. I just think there's a lot going on for guys like him and Rahm with
Yeah,
just their
outside of
status
just
and
playing
what they're
golf.
going to
Yep.
do moving forward. And that's obviously going to play a factor into the way they perform.
Well, and you're going to have to be so accurate with your, 50, 60, 70-yard shots at this golf course because of where you may end up. And I feel like Bryson just hasn't been on that this year. His distance control and that stuff looks like it's been a little bit off. And like you said,
I just realized too that Patrick Reed is technically not on Live anymore. He plays
Yeah,
for the
that is
TT
true.
World Tour, so I'm glad I gave Tyrell Hatton as an actual answer.
that's fine. Patrick Reed was going to be one of my questions anyway.
I have 3 golfers. I was curious what your guys' guess is where they finish this weekend,
Go for it.
if that's okay.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
That's fair. It's your show. Brooks Koepka would be my first. Ricky,
There's real evidence that Kepka could be a breakout, week for him. His irons numbers, he leads the tour with strokes gained approach. He has had a good history on these type venues. We know he's Mr. PGA Championship. I don't think he's going to do it, but there's a lot of people that think he'll be in contention this week. I'll say, maybe make the cut in the top 20 kind of range.
I was going to say top 20 as well. What else you got?
second, Harry Hall.
How many? I don't know how many majors that guy.
I think he misses the cut.
There you go.
'Cause you know how like some of these tournaments have like those hot name people, and that's one I just see on my feed, and I'm like, Harry Hall, really? That's our hot
He's
name?
somebody who really folded on Sunday as well. He had a real chance to win that event, was playing very well, and sort of the moment got to him. But this is a course that should set up well for him because he thrives on approach and putting, and both of those will be key factors this week.
For my third, I'm gonna do a 2 for Ricky and Spieth.
Oh man, what is this? The 10th year that Spieth is trying to complete
Yeah.
the career Grand Slam, which I don't think he's ever going to get it done. This would be the best venue for that because he's not really built for these 7,600 monster courses that they played in the last few years for PGA Championships, but. I don't think he's ever going to win another major. I've come to respect Jordan Spieth just as a person and obviously what he's accomplished, but he lived off of putting and he doesn't make putts anymore. So
Yeah.
it's hard to believe. Fowler, again, I would have been so jacked if he would have won that tournament going, man, maybe he'll finally break through. But it does concern me that the first time he had a real chance to win a big event, he immediately, faltered.
Follow-up question: Who wins? Who does it first? Ricky wins his first major. Jordan Spieth completes the career Grand Slam.
See neither.
Or
I'm gonna say that
or neither one of them
Fowler
happens.
would win a major first
Pulls
because
a
I still
Sergio.
think there's a chance he does. I just don't see Spieth winning a PGA championship. Like I think if Spieth wins another major, it's going to either be at Augusta or a links course, for the Open.
Yeah, the 2 he's already basically won on and feels comfortable on, I would guess.
Either would be awesome though. I would be ecstatic to see
Yeah.
either of those.
I would
things
love for
happen.
Ricky to get one.
I would love for Fowler. I mean, I'm pulling for him. I wish he would do something about the arms, though. I think it's time to let that go, Ricky.
It's clearly not. You just say that because of Tiger.
do you guys think Justin Thomas will
Well, the
win another
orange
major?
pants are a little too much,
a lot of
Ryan. It's like
orange, yeah.
the orange shirt's one thing, but the pants too. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Maybe just take the pants out and wear white
Yeah.
pants. And get orange
Yeah, there you
shoes
go.
and call it a day. Which player outside of the betting favorites are you shocked nobody is talking about?
Outside of the betting favorites, I think it's probably Russell Henley. He has finished top 10 in 5 of the last 7 major championships. He's top 10 in strokes gained total over the last 5 years or last 20 major championships. Like he is somebody who has really become a great big tournament player. Until last week, he had not, I think he'd only finished outside the top 20 once in the last calendar year. His game is so suited for this venue. And I think having watched Brian Harman win the Open in 2023 at Royal Liverpool, which was, of course, like similar to this one for Henley, just tailor suited for his game, right, Ryan? Like people are looking at me crazy when I'm like, I think Brian Harman at 90-1 is going to win the Open
Yeah,
Championship.
That
Like,
was,
I really do.
We were on your show at the time,
I
and
see
we
a
all
lot of
agreed on that.
parallels
called
with
that.
this, like
Yeah,
where
we
this
did.
is a Henley course. and he's not going to have a better opportunity to win one. The other guy is another Bulldog, Sepp Straka. Sepp Straka is
That's my boy.
105 to 1
That's my
to win
105 to
this
1 is
event.
insane.
What is it?
Like
He's
his iron
105
numbers
to
are
1 to win.
outrageous, and he plays these kind of courses as well as anybody in the world.
What is he to top 10? If you know that off the top of your head.
So if he's plus 105, he's probably plus 650, somewhere in that range. I have it, I'm sure, on my sheet. Hold on one second.
Even on that, that's crazy. 105 to 1 for Sepp Straka, who historically plays well in majors as well.
Yep. He is 1,300 to top 5 and plus 650 to top 10.
That's some great value right there, in my opinion, anyway. But I'm not the
I
expert
agree.
like you are there.
I mean, he won last year in Philadelphia, the Truist, on a golf course that a lot of people think are very similar to this, for the Truist Championship, because, you know, Quail Hollow was the home of the PGA Championship last year. And he's also played very well on Northeast courses. He putts the best on bent greens. Like, there's a lot of value this week. Ashkay Batia is 100 to 1 to win. Like, it's kind of absurd, some of the values you're getting. But remember that I think it's like 11 of the last 12 winners of this event came out of the top 15 in the official world golf rankings.
Yeah, so you got to kind of work that balance between, you know, getting value on a longer shot. That's why you bet the top 5s, 10s, and 20s and parlay them together and make some real money.
Is this course well suited for Justin Rose's game?
If he had not, you know, gone and did what he did and completely changed his equipment, and it's not a small change because this is a new, you know, golfing equipment. Like, I know McLaren's always made really cool cars and stuff, but I would be saying this could be, you know, where Justin Rose wins his second major. But I mean, it was his worst performance ever, strokes gained approach, with this first tournament with those irons. And he has the nerve to clap back at people on social media. I get it. You took the bag. Like, you didn't go to live. You have earned the right to, you know, try to get as much money as you can, but you can't tell me that's not going to hurt your chances to succeed on tour this year.
Especially as well as he was playing up until that change. Like, that's like Tiger changing his swing that one year. Just doesn't make sense. And he never kind of, I mean, he got back a little bit, but I think if he never changes his swing, how many more majors does he win in that span? Who really knows?
Exactly.
If someone is new to golf betting, what's the biggest mistake people make during major championship weeks?
I think that it's just betting too many outrights. I've been saying for a while that I think the real value now on betting cards is the top 5, top 10s, and top 20s. I mean, last week, some JM, I hit him at plus 2050. So basically 20 to 1 to top 5 and 8 to 1 to top 10. And that was just, I knew that he had finished top 8 each of the last 2 times that he had played that venue for the Truist Championship. I even put in the notes that I don't have a lot of evidence other than just what he's done here before. And I mean, 20 to 1 is higher than a lot of the winner odds this year because we've had so many favorites like Cam Young, Rory McIlroy, you know, Scotty Scheffler winning events. I think you can find real value, and this week is again no exception. There's some unbelievable odds for like top 20s where like, for instance, you can get Corey Connors at plus 325 to top 20. Corey Connors is the ultimate like Donald Ross golfer. He thrives on courses that it's all about getting the ball in the fairway, hitting greens, and you can get him at almost, you know, 3.5 to 1. That's the kind of bets, like, it's one of my biggest unit wagers this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't just sit there and pick a bunch of winners, because that's even the more you think if you pick more, you got better odds, but that's not the case.
Yeah, it's like the lottery. If you buy
Yeah.
more tickets, you think it's increasing your odds, and really it's not.
No, it is not at all. What's more likely this week? Scotty wins again or a surprise first-time major champion?
Scotty wins again. I do have concern that Scotty Scheffler is going to remind everyone that I am the alpha golfer in the world this week. And I mean, it would be like, I'm fine with it because I love to watch greatness, and he is, I think, really ascended in the last 2 years to a very special and select group of golfers all time. And his iron numbers are slowly starting to come around. And this is a venue that, like, if his irons were in better form, we would be all saying that Scheffler is going to, probably win this in a rout. But he's going to, I think he's going to definitely be in contention. The baby, I think, played a big factor kind of early in the year. Anyone who's had a child knows that that's not easy times on the family. And I think now that he seems to be comfortable and everything, and I would not be surprised if he wins. I would be a little surprised if we get a first-time winner. We have seen
Like you
the
said, the
PGA
15,
Championship
yeah.
be the home of guys that have won previous majors. Like, I think Xander was the only one that it was his first major win in the last decade.
Yep, like you said, most of them come out of the top 15 in the world. So when you're making your decisions, just keep that in mind. If you could handpick one player to watch with average fans this week, who would it be and why?
Oh, dude, my boy Suter Sean Yelamarja, Suter McGavin, just an incredible story. The guy, self-taught golf swing, learned a lot of it on YouTube. His parents, obviously didn't have the money to go to a country club or even to go to college, so he turned pro at 19 years old and has made it to the PGA Tour, the young Canadian. And, it's 25 years to the day or to the tournament that John Daly was the final alternate to get into a PGA Championship and just dusted the field. And I believe that Suter Sean has the talent to potentially do the same. And he, if there's no other withdrawals, was the last alternate to get into this field. And it took a bunch of stuff happening to get him into the field. He is somebody that, again, plus 465 to top 20. You can get him at 270 to 1 to win, which is outrageous. And he's one of my favorite DK plays as well this week. He is an elite ball striker who putts really well. He's also top 40 in the world in strokes gained putting.
Say that name one more time for me.
Suter Sean Yelamarja.
Yelamarja.
I don't know if that's right. That's kind of my stick, though,
I think as long as you get close to it, the old Google machine will
That's
find
why,
it.
thank you again to Pat Mayo. I just call him Suter McGavin.
Yeah, I like that too. Which current tour player would thrive most in 1970s style major championship golf?
Oh, what a great question. Oof. I could see Justin Thomas, thriving in that time. Like JT, he's got good style, man. Like, and the 70s were all about the clothing, man. Like the outfits and the colors were just outrageous. Like, and if you don't know what I mean, just Google 1970 golf outfit. Like some of these colors guys were wearing, or I don't know if you've ever watched, the Family Guy episode where they go back in time, but they're literally like using them as a weapon in this one scene. And I mean, it really was excessive. I could see JT really sporting some really nice threads back then.
Absolutely. Got the old vest on and the newsy hat, as I call it. What's one matchup or Sunday pairing you'd want to see the most at Aronimink?
I would love more than anything to get like a Patrick Reed, Rory McIlroy.
That'd be epic.
Grouping. And I mean, obviously the dream matchup would be a Scheffler and Rory, grouping, but I think Cam Young is going to be the crowd favorite this week. And this is going to really be his coming out party as one of the faces of the PGA Tour, because we've seen him as he's, obviously on this run. The crowds are really starting to get behind him. This is near where he had maybe his biggest moment ever, making that putt in the Ryder Cup to win his match on 18 and nearby in New York. And I think that the fans are going to be really behind him. Remember, he's from this area up in the Northeast from New York. So I think Cam would also be an interesting one within those top guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of were talking about him earlier this year, and that has since come to fruition. Once he kind of figured out how to putt a little bit better, boom, all of a sudden he's winning golf tournaments.
Ironically, he didn't technically learn how to putt any better. He just learned that I can't read green, so I'll just let my caddy do it for me, which is just wild, but it's working.
Yep, absolutely working indeed. And last but not least, Keith, give me your boldest prediction for this PGA Championship week.
The boldest prediction, I'm gonna go with it that Russell Henley wins his first major.
I'd be all
I'm pulling for him, man. Like, he's from Macon, Georgia. He went to school with a couple of my cousins, and just I've met his family. Actually, walked the back nine at Eastlake with his parents about 5, 6 years ago. Like they're just good people. He is such a grinder, man, who has made a huge career out of, despite not hitting it that far, not having elite really anything other than just grit. And I want him to win a major championship because Brian Harmon's got one, and this is no disrespect to Brian Harmon. Brian Harmon is nowhere near the golfer that Russell Henley is, and I want Russell to have that because a lot of those UGA guys now have major championships
they
from that
do.
time, Bubba Watson, etc.
Yep, UGA has put out some great golfers, no doubt about that. Keith, before we let you go, remind everybody where they can find your information and what your information contains.
Absolutely. You can find most of the stuff on Twitter. That's at Keith Fleming, KeithFleming. FantasySixpack.net is the place to go. I have an article each week for the tournament, and then if you will subscribe to be a premium member, which it's $8.50 a month with the promo code PGA DFS, or excuse me, F6P DFS. I also provide betting cheat sheets and DFS cheat sheets each week as Ryan can vouch, scrupulous notes that have plenty of
Indeed.
information of why I am saying said player for your DFS and betting lineups. And then I do a lot of shows each week. We have the Fantasy Six Pack Show, 2 Off the Tee, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. At 8 p.m., I am on the Pivots and Divots podcast with my good buddy Andrew. And then recently, I just joined the 19th Hole, which is an in-between media podcast where, again, we cover golf, really the stories and stuff to where 2 Off the Tee, we get right into it each week. Like we go within the first minute, we were talking about the venue, we're talking DFS plays, and we're talking our favorite bets. And I'm very excited to have Pat Fitzmaurice on the show tonight from Fantasy Pros, who's just a really smart, sharp person in the golf betting space.
Absolutely, just a lot of experts besides yourself too that you collaborate with, and it's pretty impressive to see how far you've come, Keith, in such a short period of time.
Well, you're a big reason for it, Ryan. So I appreciate the opportunities that you've given me, and obviously you filling in. Last year being my co-host, I had a blast with that. I know that coaching kind of got in the way, but I do appreciate everything that you've done for me, and you're just you're my dude, man.
Absolutely, it's always a pleasure, Keith. I hope you have a great rest of your PGA Championship week and you win some money come Sunday evening.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's win some cash, boys.
That's what it's
Guys,
all about.
have a great day, man.
Take care, Keith. Appreciate
Bye,
you
Keith.
as always.
Hey, boys. Later.
Keith Fleming, he knows his stuff. I mean, it can be a little bit. He can't give you something without justifying why, which I appreciate.
I love it. Yeah,
that.
it's not like Skip Bayless.
Yeah, or me. I'd just be like, yeah, pick Russell Henley. He's like, pick Russell Henley because, and you feel more confident then when
I
you're.
feel like sold on it. Like, all right, I'll buy it.
Yeah, Russell Henley. So it'd be exciting though. I'm looking forward to the PGA Championship as every major. And it's just cool now because we have the Players, the Masters, the PGA, the U.S. Open, and then finish with the Open Championship and then go right into the playoffs before football season starts. So pretty much if you're a golf fan, it carries you through. Obviously, we got the NBA and the NHL playoffs going on as well. Real quick before we get out of here, I did want to just do a quick update more so because I wanted to know where the golf tournaments are going right now. And I lost all my tabs earlier, so I got to find it again. What's it called? NCAA.
While you're multitasking,
golf.
I was going to ask too, and I know I'm the golf novice. Do you think Justin Thomas wins another major?
No.
Broken?
Just something has happened with him mentally, and I don't.
All the boys, all the vacation boys.
Yeah, because that was what Jordan Spieth,
Thomas Fowler,
Justin Thomas,
and
Ricky
Smiley.
and yeah, Smiley Kaufman, who he actually would be out at Bay Point quite often. Because he worked with Tony Ruggiero, who was at the time would come out and do camps.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude for sure.
Yeah.
And actually, when I was at Shark's Tooth, he would call because he wanted to play golf out there. So you know how that goes with these.
Do you like him on the broadcasts?
Yeah, I think he does a great. I think that's where he should be, is doing that. I think he just brings a lot to the table when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I do like him doing the broadcast. But ever since he played in that final round at the Masters and collapsed, I think he shot like 82.
Yeah.
He just has not been the same golfer out there. But yeah, real quick, just some quick updates on the NCAA regionals, which is going on for the golf right now on the women's side of things. Ohio State is leading the Ann Arbor Regional. That's kind of ironic. Texas is dominating the Chapel Hill Regional. Houston and Auburn, this is on the women's side, are tied for first and second in the Louisville Regional. I'm crescendoing to the Tallahassee Regional. Stanford is leading the Stanford Regional. Florida is leading the Tallahassee Regional, followed by Florida State. And then at the Waco Regional, you've got SMU and Texas A&M first and second, based on all those results of how they've formed the national championship when it comes to the golf side of things. You ran into Amy Bond.
Yeah, such a nice person.
She is.
Not that I didn't think she was from the podcast too, but
she's really cool.
Very gracious and genuine person. It was cool.
Very
She was,
humble as well.
yeah, and she was just rooting for the FSU boys out at Shark's Tooth, and
Yep.
Was super supportive and giving some pointers to the players. So
I like it. Speaking of golf, looking to level up your golf game, then you've got to check out Golf Plus right here in Panama City Beach. They've got 2 simulators powered by the Foresight Game Changer 2 launch monitor. So you're not just guessing, you're getting fitted the right way. New clubs, regrips, loft and lie adjustments, they do it all. Whether you're just getting started and chasing scratch, Golf Plus will dial in your game with gear that actually fits your swing. Swing by the shops at Edgewater next to Firefly, or book your fitting by calling 850-249-2726 or book online at golfplusretail.com, because the right clubs change everything. Before we get out of here, if you're looking for the best spot in all of Northwest Florida right here in Panama City Beach, you've got to check out Firefly. From fresh Gulf seafood to perfectly cooked steaks to one of the top sushi bars along the coast, Firefly brings next-level dining experience every single time. Whether it's a date night, celebration, or just a night out with friends, the vibe is elite and the food never misses. Located in the shops of Edgewater, book your table now at fireflypcb.com. Trust me, this isn't just dinner, it's an experience. Max, before we get out of here, remind everybody one more time what Coastal Haven Lending does and how they can get in touch with you.
yeah, local mortgage brokerage. Give us a call if you're buying a home, condo, investment property, you name it. We're happy to help you out. 847-471-0485.
This has been episode 67 of the Inside Drive podcast. Keep it local, keep it real, and always stay in the drive. That's another episode of the Inside Drive podcast, powered by our amazing sponsors and driven by this community. Follow and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook and all major podcast platforms. We'll see you on Thursday. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday.